On this week's edition of Mocs News, 2 Black History Month posters were defaced by shocking imagery.
We look at a documentary project that visited UTC.
And we check out international studies. I'm Heidi Brightman.
And I'm Joseph Dykes, and your news starts now.
Propaganda appeared this week on UTC's campus. 2 Black History Month signs were defaced, and our Carlton Spicer-Smith has the story.
UTC students were shocked to see 2 Black History Month posters defaced by flyers with Nazi imagery that read, "Hitler was right." The group responsible is called Vanguard America, who are a white nationalist and neo-Nazi group. UTC officials confirmed that the incident happened and that the flyers were removed immediately. Shortly after, UTC Student Government Association, SGA, responded with a statement, quote, "Blatant racial hatred across the United States has been highlighted as a result of recent events. Unfortunately, UTC is not immune. We have a responsibility to facilitate conversations about how to deter hatred and embrace the diversity that exists on our campus and in our community. Moving forward, we will continue to push our campus community, particularly the Division of Student Development and our student body, to be leading forces in the change of our campus climate," unquote. However, that was not the end of things. On Thursday, posters appeared around UTC reading, "No racists, no Nazis, no Vanguard America. We will defend our communities." The flyers were posted by members of the Redneck Revolt, a group predominantly made of white, working-class people who are anti-capitalist, anti-racist, and anti-fascist. Mocs News reached out to the Chattanooga chapter of the Redneck Revolt and were told that they are unable to make a formal statement at this time, but hope whoever posted the initial pro-Hitler sign at UTC is dissuaded from additional hate speech or attempts at recruitment in Chattanooga. Stay tuned to Mocs News as we continue to follow this story. For Mocs News, I'm Carlton Spicer-Smith.
Black History Month has begun, and the Office of Multicultural Affairs is hosting multiple events throughout the month.
That includes a documentary screening about a lynching that took place on the Walnut Street Bridge. Our Emma Howland has the story.
The name Ed Johnson is a name familiar in Chattanooga. The Office of Multicultural Affairs hosted a screening of a documentary about the lynching of Ed Johnson in the early 1900s. Students and faculty gathered in the library to view the documentary titled "I Am an Innocent Man, The Ed Johnson Story." The film explained the story of the injustice towards Johnson during the time period. Cameron C. Raymond Williams, a committee member for the local organization dedicated to Johnson, explained the impact the film had on the Chattanooga community.
The impact on the Ed Johnson documentary has had the impact of education and awareness in the community of not just the tragic incident that happened to Ed Johnson, but the courageous efforts that Noah Pardons and Styles Hutchins brought to the efforts of human rights in America, the first and only case to be intervened by the Supreme Court, and the benchmark for all civil rights movement laws thereafter.
After the screening of the film, attendees were asked to take part in a panel discussion about the social aspect of the film, along with how it parallels modern-day issues. If you missed this event, do not fret. There will be many documentary screenings throughout the month of February, so be sure to check your emails.
Hamilton County schools have added themselves to the growing list of schools that will be closed on Friday to try to give people time to rest and quell off the outbreak. This list includes Etowah City Schools, Marion County Schools, Polk County Schools, Reed County Schools, Christian and Valley Academy, along with Hamilton County Schools. Stay safe and drink some orange juice.
Joseph, we may have 6 more weeks of winter, but things seem to be heating up.
That's right, Heidi. Let's go over to our weather coverage for this week.
Good news, the weather is about to warm up. The bad news, we're about to be wet. On Friday, we will see a nice sunny day with a high of 62 and a low of 28 on Saturday. Expect the rain to start with a high of 61 and a low of 47. On Sunday, we expect the same, with a high of 68 and a low of 58. Next week, we will keep up the warmer temps, but still have a chance of rain. That is it for your weather. Back to us at the desk.
Need to get creative? Look no further than the How Do I Get Creative workshop. This event was run by 2 UTC staff members at the UTC studio. The workshop helps students learn how to come up with a great idea through a methodical approach to brainstorming. Or there won't be another workshop like this, you can always swing by the library studio for some more idea-forming help.
OLA is looking for students who would like to learn some Latin dances. Students will learn to dance for a month and then perform it in March at the Latin Dance Exhibition. No prior dancing experience is needed to participate, just a good work ethic. For more information, please email olautc@gmail.com.
Be ready to change your password. The UT Office of Information and Technology has sent out an email notifying students that NetID passwords will expire on February 20th. If you don't change your password, you will be locked out of any systems that authenticate using a particular password. For changing, you'll need to log off of any applications that use NetID password. Always remember to update your password on your mobile devices as well.
Well, Joseph, it's been a big week for a Mocs Sports legend, hasn't it?
It has, and our Abby Walker has all of that and more in this week's sports coverage.
Thank you. A lot has happened this week in sports at home and around the globe. The Patriot dynasty came crashing down on Sunday as the Eagles toppled New England 41-33. The game was a shootout for the first 58 minutes as neither side was capable of stopping the opposing offense. However, the Eagle defense got a key turnaround late in the game and was able to hold the Patriots off after that. Nick Foles was named MVP of the game for his excellent play, and the victory gave Philadelphia their first Super Bowl ever. 6-time Pro Bowl wide receiver and UTC alumni Terrell Owens was finally inducted into the 2018 Pro Football Hall of Fame this past Saturday after being denied his first 2 years of eligibility. After a stellar career with the Mocs, Owens was a third-round pick in the 1996 NFL Draft by the San Francisco 49ers. Over 16 seasons, he ranked second in NFL history in yards and third in touchdowns. Owens played for 5 teams and made the Super Bowl in 2004 with the Philadelphia Eagles. Let the Winter Games begin. The Winter Olympics started last night in Pyeongchang, South Korea, with curling competitions along with figure skating, freestyle, and alpine skiing. About 3,000 athletes from 93 countries will compete from February 9th through the 25th. The opening ceremony will take place tonight on NBC from 8 to 11. Coverage of the Olympics will be broadcast on NBC Comcast networks. And a little closer to home, the Chattanooligans were on their feet at Finley Stadium as the Chattanooga Football Club faced FC Dallas. Our Bryson Harris was there to catch all the action. Bryson?
All right, Mocs, please come out and support your CFC team March 10th, the second Saturday in March, and support them as they take on CFC Nashville. And as always, go Mocs!
Chattanooga Wrestling fell to Appalachian State in the conference match of the week as both battled to land first in the Southern Conference standings. Our reporter Kayla Faulkner was there to catch the heartbreaking loss.
The Mocs faced division rival Appalachian State. Heading into the match, both teams were ranked 4-0 in conference play. To open, junior Alonzo Allen finished with a cradle, leading the Mocs to a 3-1 start. With the Mocs ahead 7-6, junior Roman Boylan came out aggressive with a winning takedown in overtime. Going into the last match, the score was tied 15-16. Junior Connor Tolley battled, but Appalachian State's Kerry Miller was just much, winning by a 7-5 decision. The Mocs fell short with a score of 18-16. The Mocs host Gardner Webb on Sunday at 2 o'clock.
It was academic night at the McKenzie Arena Thursday, and the Chattanooga men's basketball team played it smart, coming away with a win against the Citadel. The Mocs have seen many close games this season, and this one was no different with a final score of 85-83. UTC sophomore Mikkel Foreman led the game with 22 points, tying a career-high 6 for 10 from behind the arc. Fellow sophomore Rodney Chapman guided the Mocs with 14 points and the last basket of the game to keep control. Chattanooga records their third conference win of the season, and they take on Mercer this Saturday in a doubleheader at McKenzie Arena, where the women take on ETSU at 2 and the men play at 5. There are just 5 home basketball games left this season, so fans don't miss your chance to support your Mocs. That's it for this week in sports. Back to Joseph, Carlton, and Heidi with World News.
On Thursday, the Office of the Dean of Students held a free training for students and faculty called QPR for Mental Health. The training is hosted through a grant from the Tennessee Suicide Prevention Program and offers education in the warning signs of suicide, suicide prevention, and resources available on campus and within the community. Around 35 students and faculty were in attendance. The event highlighted the Mocs Now app that offers access to UTC Cares, which can be used as an avenue for reporting concerns of any student or faculty's behavior that may be harmful to themselves or others.
UTC hosted their annual International Study Fair on Wednesday, and I was able to go and cover the event. Have you ever wanted to travel somewhere across the globe? If so, UTC gives students a unique opportunity to study in a foreign country for a month, a semester, or even a year. We spoke with International Student Services worker Thomas Davis about why people should take the opportunity.
Studying abroad is an invaluable experience that should be, I think, taken up by every student on campus, just because it, beyond just the practical, it looks good on a resume, which I mean, of course it does, but it's also just the experience while being abroad, just from somewhere you're comfortable being and staying for at least a semester or even a few weeks. I think, of course, like I said before, is invaluable because just having that perspective, kind of getting out of what you're used to, can pay back dividends in the future, especially for future careers. So,
if you would like to learn more about studying abroad, then you can attend studying abroad sessions throughout the semester. If you do decide to go, then you can sign up at utc.edu/studyabroad. Well, Carlton is here, so that can mean only one thing.
That's right, Joseph. It's time for this week's World News.
Thanks, Heidi and Joseph. The controversial Nunez memo was released last week. The dossier alleges misuse of surveillance authority by the FBI during the 2016 election. The memo details anti-Trump motivations. The FBI expressed concern against the release of the memo by the president. A rebuttal memo is being voted on for release. On Tuesday, SpaceX successfully launched Falcon Heavy into space. This was the test flight for the newest vehicle in the SpaceX Armada. 2 of the Falcon Heavy's thrusters landed safely back on Earth. Currently, the Falcon Heavy is drifting out in space with a Tesla electric car in tow. It's drifting out farther than originally anticipated by experts and has reached an estimated distance of close to 500,000 miles. That is almost twice the distance of the Earth to the Moon. Officials in Cape Town, South Africa have pushed back the projections for Day Zero, which is the day that their water sources are expected to run out. The original date was April 16th, but now is May 11th. The extension of dates is due to the agricultural sector using its allotment of resources to cut off water, which resulted in a date extension. In an effort to continue reducing consumption, citizens are limited to no more than 13 gallons per day. The simple reduction would help further extend the projection date of Day Zero, or hopefully eliminate the problem as a whole. And that'll do it for this week's World News Update. And remember, stay informed.
The Chattanooga Library has been nominated for the prestigious Leslie Knope Award, which is given to the best public library in America, named after the fictional character from the popular TV show Parks and Recreation. The winner will be announced on March the 2nd.
It's hard to believe that summer is just around the corner. In Chattanooga, that means Riverbend is coming. It's a great time to go listen to some amazing music and hang out with the boys. Riverbend is a week-long music festival that takes place on Ross Landing and has acts have been announced. You can expect to see such performers as Switchfoot, Hank Williams Jr., Third Eye Blind, Shadowboxers, and more. Riverbend starts June the 8th and runs to June the 15th. For more information, head over to their website at riverbendfestival.com. Well, that does it for this edition of Mocs News. Thanks for joining us. Make sure to check out our website, mocsnews.com, to continue following the news throughout the week.
And while you are there, make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Have a great weekend from all of us here at Mocs News.